Welcome back everybody to my channel. My name is Hobo Joe, and today we're asking the question, is Star Wars Battlefront 2 worth playing in 2023? First off, let me say Happy New Year to everybody. Hopefully this year will be better than the last. Good or bad if you had a bad year. Hopefully this year will be better if you had a good year. Same goes to you. But the short answer to this video is yes. If you click on this wondering, is it worth playing in Battlefront? Is Battlefront worth playing in 2023? If you haven't played it and you haven't picked it up and you're willing to give it a try, the short answer is yes. But let's unpack that and let's go into a deep dive of the reasons why it's worth playing, starting with the story. Story, you play as Special Forces Commander Iden Versio after the Battle of Endor, which takes place after the events of Episode 6. You'll see the last orders of Palpatine during Operation Cinder, and you'll see the allegiance of Versio and her comrades tested. And there's a lot of cliches, especially with Star Wars. It's short and fun. It dips your toes into the experience. You know, you do a little of everything. You play some hero gameplay, infiltrator gameplay, starships, things like that. It really just gets you familiar with everything that the multiplayer will set you up for, everything the multiplayer has to offer. There's a second part to the campaign. It's 3 missions, but it really wraps up the ending of the first campaign. So it's 2 different types, because one of them was a DLC. But let's talk about multiplayer. The greatest part about Battlefront 2, and it's really the bread and butter of this game. First off, the servers are still active, and they have a wide community who's still playing, so you won't be waiting 10 minutes for a game. Starting off with Heroes versus Villains, it's a 4v4 team deathmatch game mode where you play as iconic characters throughout all eras, and it's one of the most enjoyable things if you just want to level up your hero or play as your favorite character from any of those movies, even if it's sequels. And second, we have Supremacy, or it used to be called Capital Supremacy until the last update. In that game mode, it's an all-out battle. It's the entire map of whatever map you're playing on, and you capture objectives on a point-based system. So as long as you're holding 3 out of the 5 objectives, you'll be gaining percentage points, and once your points get to 100, you'll be able to board the enemy ship and destroy it, and once you destroy it, you have won that game, except for the original trilogy where there isn't any capital ships, and that's why it's called Supremacy now, because when the update stopped, they didn't have time, the developers didn't have time to put in those ships. So the original trilogy does not have capital ships, so you'll just be doing command points, which is fine. And it's era specific, so during the prequels you can only play as prequel characters, original trilogy you can only play as original trilogy characters, sequels of course. Then we have Galactic Assault, which is my personal favorite. It takes place across all 3 eras, and you play iconic battles in each era, like the Battle of Hoth, Endor. You can board the Death Star too, and there's a bunch of made up ones, but it's really fun. It's an A to B objective style game, so capture this objective so you can move on to this objective, stuff like that. There's usually 3 objectives, 15 minutes, and it's not era specific, so you can play as Kylo Ren in the Republic, you can play as Anakin in the sequels, and Luke in either 3. All in all, it's probably the best game mode in my opinion. Second off, CoOp, which is a lot like Galactic Assault, except it's just capture an objective. That's the only, because in Galactic Assault you can switch objectives, like hold this command point, or destroy this command point, or interact with this. There's different types of things you can do, but in co-op it's a 4-player versus AI experience where you can only capture objectives to get to the next point. It's not as in depth as Galactic Assault, but it's really fun. It's really overwhelming with the different types of AI enemies. They spawn so much. You'll be fighting AI heroes. It feels like Galactic Assault, but just on a smaller scale. I like to think of it as. It's really good for leveling up characters, especially on your double XP and triple XP days, which is Wednesday for triple XP and double XP for the weekends. That's really the only player versus AI game mode where you can really still earn stuff. But there's also, like, those are really the most popular game modes. There's also, you know, Hero Showdown, a 2v2, Heroes vs. Villains, except every time you win, you can't use the same hero you used, and it's the best of 3, like best of 3 rounds. Then there's Hero Starships. It's the same as Hero Showdown, except you can keep the hero starship you play as. It's just, once you're eliminated, you're done. Then there's Starfighter Assault, which is objective based. It's like Galactic Assault, but you're fighting in the sky. And a personal favorite out of the really non-popular ones, the best one to play is Hero Showdown, because it's 2v2s and you duel, so it's like one person duels one person, the other person duels the other, and whoever wins duels them, and it's a really good community. It's a really fun game mode to play, but I think my least favorite's the Starfighter Assault and the Starships Heroes vs. Villains, just because I don't really fly that much. But then we also have Strike and Extraction, which is 2 game modes within 1 game mode itself. So it switches back and forth. Strike's like capture the flag, pick up this objective, and return to your U-wing, I think it is. I might be wrong. And then Extraction is like, if you've ever played Overwatch, you take a payload and you bring it to your objective while defending it or trying to stop it. Then there's Ewok Hunt, which is really fun. I think it's like a survival game mode where you either play as an Ewok and you hunt down, and you can see everything. You have pretty good vision in the night, and you hunt down stormtroopers, and you only have 1 life as a stormtrooper, but limited lives as an Ewok, and you try to kill them all. But when you're playing as a stormtrooper, you're trying to survive until your shuttle comes, and it's really dark, and you can't see anything, and your flashlight has to recharge, and your health has like 2 things. You get 200 health, but once it takes down to 100, it won't go back to 200, and you only have 1 life, and if you die, you become an Ewok. It's like infected. It's really fun. Then there's like Blast, but no one really plays Blast, so there might be more game modes. I probably missed some. Those are really the ones that I know of. There's also, for single player, some battle scenarios, but that's offline, so I don't expect anybody to play those. They're not really that fun. Like I said, the bread and butter of this is the multiplayer. But also, what's really awesome about this game is the customization. The collection in this game is huge, ranging from clone skins, hero skins, and everything in between. You know, like victory poses, emotes, voice lines, skill cards, emotes. You know, they say the line, do an action. Voice lines is just the voice. There's 22 heroes and villains combined in this game across all eras, and most of them have different skins, but they all have unique voice lines, victory poses, emotes, and there's also mostly every heroes want to play as unique and have pretty good play styles. My least favorite to play is BB-8 and BB-9E, and I don't really care for them. But there's also 12 hero starfighters, but 3 of them are the Millennium Falcons. There's like Han Solo and Chewbacca, Rey and Chewbacca, Lando, and whatever Lando's with. So really 9 unique starfighters, because, you know, 3 Millennium Falcons is not that creative. Also, a leveling system for everything in this game. The cap for the leveling system is 1,000 across anything you'll play, but there's also prestige points, and that's after you unlock all your skill cards. Your level will become gold, and then you'll start prestiging every level, and it'll be a set experience you need to gain. So heroes, the prestige starts at level 40, and for infantry, the prestige starts at 72, and then for like reinforcements, I think it's around 30 to 35, something like that. And I believe it's the same for vehicles. And you have a career level, sadly, that only goes to 50, and then after that, you'll not level up anymore. I wish your career, which is like your profile, would go higher. It never happened. But, you know, there's also skins, emotes, victory poses that you unlock by earning credits. You earn credits every game. There's also challenges that give you extra credits. The credits are the currency in this game, and you can pay for everything in this game for free just using the currency. You can also buy the Celebration Edition, and that gives you everything in the game with real money. Of course, you buy the Celebration Edition, except it doesn't give you the Maul skin, emotes, or victory poses, and the Luke and Leia skin, plus some other voice lines and other victory poses. Those you have to earn by killing 5,000 enemies with Dark Side Hero. You'll get the Maul skin, and then kill 5,000 enemies with a Light Side Hero, and you'll get Luke's Farm Boy skin and Leia's Princess skin. But overall, Star Wars Battlefront 2 has been a huge part of my life for the past 5 years, since November 17, 2017, and really even before that, playing the beta on October 4th if you pre-ordered, and then October 6th if you didn't have it, so October 4th for me. Yeah, I was really bad at the game when I started. I'd like to think I'm good at this game now, especially shooters in general, but when I started out, I was terrible, and but I have a lot of good memories. I mean, I remember when this game came out, it was really bad. Microtransactions filled the game, and it left a bad taste in most people's mouths. But the developers and the devs really stuck with this game, added so much stuff. It was amazing. This game came so far, and we had an awesome community manager, Ben Walk, who listened and cared about the community and the game. That's going to be it for this video, guys. Just a little recap. Battlefront 2 is 100% worth it in 2023, and for the foreseeable future. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Battlefront's really cheap. It's usually always on sale, and you can pick it up at GameStop for $9, and you can get the Celebration Edition for $5, so it's really a steal, especially for how much content that's in the game. So thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and if you did like the video, hopefully I've earned your like, and if you're not subscribed, consider subscribing, and catch you guys in the next one. God bless.